Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Fishy Business, your Friday night podcast. Is it a podcast? Show? It's not a show. Welcome to your Friday night staring at man speaking at you. Hope you're all well. Place your bets for an IT event, says Simon Littlefield. How very dare you. I've put almost 3 minutes of preparation into this stream tonight, and everything will go fantastically. Everything will go fantastically because I've not turned on any of the lights. I'm not using any other cameras, so there's nothing to go wrong tonight. Touch wood, he says. Hope you're all well. We have in store for you this evening some pictures to show you. So we've got some calendar discussions. We've got a quiz around 10 p.m, so if you're hanging around for that. A very hastily put together quiz because it was a bit shorter time today. And any number of other discussions about any number of other topics. I should probably say, can you hear me, can you see me, before I made all that elaborate stuff about there will be no technical issues. There will be no technical issues tonight. Right, who have we got in? So I've accidentally chopped off the first few people who said hello, but we've got Ross. Evening from a rather cold Edinburgh, rather cold, wet and windy Sheffield. I've been to a fireworks display, a bonfire. I know it's not bonfire night, but it's the local group have I think it's every Saturday before the 5th. They put on an event, this big massive bonfire, fireworks, where they pay for half the fireworks and then you have to bring along a firework to get in. That's your entry price, and then they set them all off together. So it's quite funny. It's very haphazard as firework displays go, which is terribly British, I think. They generally set the fire off and let everyone get far too close, because then when the fire gets to its maximum heat, everyone's like, I'm pretty sure I've singed my beard. I feel this side of my face feels red hot. And then they set off the fireworks, and they do the fireworks, and you can tell which is the fireworks that they've brought, because that's like boom, 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 and then they set off the ones that people bring, and it's so pathetic. So I've been there, and I haven't done any prep. I tried to race and get all the questions done before I went, but yeah, there'll be some simpler questions. Maybe that's how it will go tonight. So we'll see how we get on if my face recovers. And for snacks and beverages this evening, I'm back on the Pepsi Max. Who else have we got? We've got Martin L says evening all. Simon with his clear the throat. Pretty much if you write it, I will do it. Liked Fishkeeper, evening all. Lee, hello from a cold and wet Bolton. Very narrowly avoided going to Bolton this week. Tim Riptile, ready to come in second on the quiz again, no doubt, later on. Nothing to go wrong but the computer. Well, no, the computer can't go wrong. You hear that? That's my automatic water change on Megatank happening just as we do this, so I can't hear anything. I'm a bona fide computer expert this week. So, yeah, computers are my domain. None shall beat me. Discord server is no, it's up. Everything's fine. Scott says, did you manage to get some submissions in freshwater ichthyology? And she says, no. So, what we've got, first order of business for everyone, is a little bit of backstory. Every year, I say this as if I've been doing it for like 14 years or something. For the past few years, I have been doing a calendar with the generous help of Phil, if he's here. And we've done my pictures, subscribers' pictures, and I've only done 2. Can't remember. There might have been another one, which I can't remember. But this year, we're doing a kind of mix of both. I wanted to get good. In fact, I'll come clean because it's not going to happen at this point. This year, my idea was I was going to have half celebrity pictures, for want of a better term. So you know all these like people on Instagram who are like really good at doing aquascapes or have really cool fish and they're really good at taking pictures of their fish. I thought I'll reach out to a bunch of them and say, I'm doing this charity calendar, would you like to make a submission? I'll put your link to your channel or your Instagram or your whatever on your picture, and all the money goes to charity. And I thought that'll be a good cause. It's not like I'm begging for collaborations or anything like that. It's like I just want to get a nice thing. It might sell the calendar better and we might raise a bit more money. I didn't ask loads. I got one response. So that idea kind of went. So it was, I think, a good idea, but I probably need to reach out a bit earlier and then a bit more forcefully, because I must admit I get people emailing me all the time and I go, oh yeah, I read it, and I go, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be great. Oh, shiny lights, flashing lights, and then 3 months have passed and you've missed it. I'm trying to tell myself that's what it is, and it's not that everybody hates me and they just don't want to respond to me. But yeah, it just didn't really make it worth it in the end, so I thought, nah, we'll calm that idea and go back to the old. I wanted to mix it in with subscribers and, so I can't help myself but go celebrities because I hate the word celebrity, but you know what I mean. And the idea was, if your picture got chosen, so say you're Joe Blogs from Bolton, you submit a picture, it gets shown, you're May, and then George Farmer is June, and then Jane Smith is July, and then, I don't know, MD Fish Tanks is August, or something like that. That was the idea. And then so there'd be something in it for you. You go, oh, I'm in the same thing as somebody famous, and they'd get a little bit of, I don't know, tax write-off, if nothing else. It's just let me use one of their pictures, that type of thing. But the only one person got back to me, so I was like, well, that's not going to really fly. So we're now just doing my pictures and your pictures. So it's a mix of our pictures, and hopefully, we'll show us a few of them tonight. So I talked about this before, that my company gives us days off to do volunteering. Today was my volunteering day, and I volunteered to help myself take and edit some pictures. So I spent all day trying to take pictures of various fish in my fish room and realising what a terrible, terrible photographer I actually am, and tried to get them in. So I have some pictures. I'm going to reserve, I think I'm going to pick like 8 to 10 imminently, and they will be there. I'm going to reserve the right. Well, in fact, let's ask the question. I'll put it out to you. Do you want to do like polls? We'll do like face-offs, and we'll choose the best picture to put up pairs, and you can choose the pictures out of them. Or do you want me to just pick the ones that I want to have in there? Or shall I stick them all on Discord and we can vote for them? Or any other thing? The idea being that if we do the voting for thing in whatever way, I wanted to leave a few for my picks. So things that might not necessarily get through, but I quite like the picture and I want to put them in there. Late submissions, if you've just not had the chance. So Rebecca, I know, has been talking about that. If you want to send me a couple of pictures. Anybody else who's still out there? Oh dear, Pepsi Bax is very gassy tonight. Anybody else out there who wants to send in some pictures but just hasn't got around to it yet, or maybe you've never heard of this and you're just coming to it now, I'm leaving a couple of slots open, but I'm only giving it a week. So next week is when I want to send this off to Phil to get it printed up. So as he gets a bit of time to get it printed up and get it back to me, so I can then put it on sale and send it out to everybody. So I'm going to pick the majority of the pictures that I want to use either right now or very soon, and then I'm going to leave a few slots open for late entries and dealer picks, so just extra ones that I like that might not have made it through the initial cut. But I'll show you the ones that I've shortened the list down to so far if you want a bit later on, and you can have a look at that. And yeah, we'll see if that makes any good. Right, where do we get to? Sorry. Lisa says, hello Lisa. Around here it sounds like they're setting bombs off. It does a little bit Baghdadi here as well, I must admit. Russell, that's because of the fireworks, so we should explain to our American friends and Australian friends, or wherever you're from, friends. It's bonfire night soon, 5th of November. In this country, that means people set fire to bonfires and put fireworks off for a couple of weeks either side. All will become clear later. But if you don't know what Guy Fawkes is, or who Guy Fawkes is, it might serve you well to Google him quickly before the quiz starts, because there might be a question or two about it. The quiz will still be a bit of crack. It will be indeed. I thought there were gunshots today due to the fireworks. I didn't realise people are celebrating so early. Well, I'm surprised. Normally it's kind of the last week in October to the third week in November, but everyone's round here at least seems to have held off to tonight, so we're not doing too bad. Hello Fish Fam Link, who says hello Fish Fam. Have we ever figured it out? Is Fish Fam Link a person, or is it a bot, or something in between? Fish Fam Link, what is 7 plus 7? Answer that question if you're a human or a clever bot. The clear your throat was a reference to the fact we could hear you before we went live. Yeah, sorry. I've got to go to Bolton in March as the Catfish Convention is no longer able to be in Wigan. Well, you do need a reason to go to Bolton. I say that in the nicest possible way. I go to Bolton often. You never use Tails when online then, Graham. I don't know what that means. Silver Creek, how are we doing, Tommy? Zebra Pleco fans, hello, how are you doing? Mickey's in. Mickey, is that a second straight week you've not been on holiday? What's going on? Susan, just popped in to say hello, everyone. Thank you, Susan. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I think I'll go and eat worms. That's the rest of the fish fam. They all can't stand me and they won't send me any bloody pictures. Dave the Diver. Maybe I can send some photos for next week, says Rebecca. I've got another 10 essays to mark. I'll have that done. You must be the only person in the world that actually marks things. Surely you just go, yeah, 7. Next. Zebra Pleco says they're from London. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you too. I'm from Glasgow, but I live in Sheffield now. A volunteering day for yourself? Yeah, damn right. I got that. I couldn't believe I got away with it, if I'm completely honest. And if anyone from my company is watching, I got it approved. And I'm not scamming the system. Basically, I was struggling to find anything to do from a volunteering day because all the volunteering options were like, right, you can come and do a week here, or you can go and do this, but it's on a Saturday. So the default thing for everybody in the company to do was, I've done a day's litter picking. All the litter picking groups around here go on Saturdays or Sundays. And I cannot be arsed to go litter picking. I've already done it several times on my own. And I'm like, and the other thing is, you can I'll come and help out at this place for 2 hours. And I'm like, no, I need to do something for 8 hours. What am I going to do? So I'd come up with, I'll pretend to go litter picking for an hour, just go for a day, and I'll just go for a walk around a park somewhere all day long. Better than sitting at my computer doing nothing. And I'll take some pictures of myself with some crisp packets going, litter picker. Or I make a charity calendar. So the other thing is, it doesn't have to be volunteering, it can be some charity work of some kind. I said, well, I'm making a calendar and its proceeds are going to go to charity. I could do this. Although I did have to admit that I had a YouTube channel to my boss. So there was a bit of a, about what? Hey? Who? And a couple of other options of things that were very tenuous. But they said, yeah, go for it. That sounds as good as anybody else's ones. And all the other people in there are like, we painted a lighthouse. I'm like, what, in a day? You painted an entire lighthouse? So, yes, self-serving, but profits are going to charity. It's not that self-serving. Hi, wife. I have one person who's an amazing photographer. The amount of people who have told me, oh, I've got my mate Jim's brilliant at pictures. I'm going to get him round to take pictures of my fish tanks. I'm still waiting for 2019's calendar for people like that. If the time is almost past, so they've really got a week. If you want to, anybody who's interested, whether it's you, whether you know someone else, let me read the entire message, I'm sorry. I have one person who's an amazing photographer, Blackwater Photo, if you want in addition to the other person I sent you. Yeah, but the other person you sent me doesn't send me anything, so... Me. So, if anybody you know, or sharing links or whatever it is, send the links. They've got a week. Next Friday, I'm sending this calendar or the pictures off to Phil, and then that's it. Lisa, totally forgot to get some photos of my tetrach. Don't worry about it. I have had to be very harsh because there was lots of pictures submitted, so I've tried to be fair and take ones that I thought were interesting. I have to include some of my own. I think to validate my volunteering day, I have to take some of my own pictures. I can't say, I spent all day taking pictures, but yeah, they were all crap, so I couldn't use any of them. Sorry, boss. So I'm going to have to use some of my pictures. And I've used a bunch of the pictures that were submitted on Discord. That's where you go and you submit your pictures. Like I say, get in quick and we'll do it. I'll try and pick about, let's say 8, so that leaves me a space of 4 or 5. Do a poll and face off again. Yeah, I could do, couldn't I? I bet none of mine made it. Well, if you're a betting man, Brian, you would win. Sorry. Me too for mine. No, Scott, I think we've got one of yours in, if not 2. Now, this is the thing, my calendar, there's only 12 pictures, maybe 13 if you include a front page, so to speak. So you have to be quite brutal and ruthless. I literally ordered parts in for the sake of clean glass and removing equipment for the calendar. Hopefully they came out okay. An attempt was made. Yeah, no, I've got at least one of yours as well, I think. Silver Creek says something I'm not going to read out because it would help too many people. And one of the potential quiz questions. I enjoyed that format last year. Voting is always fun and gets everyone... Right, okay, we'll do it. It's going to be a bit of a Heath Robinson type. Can I do polls on this thing? Right, bear with me while I try and... send a text message. No, that's not going to do anything. Let's try over here. I can do polls. Right, I'm going to have to try and get some things ready. Oh, what's happening? That's not what I wanted. Right, I'm going to try something. It's going to be very amateurish, everyone. Here we go, little face. Let's see if that works. I'm going to try and make it as big as we can. Get rid of that message so we've got a little bit of space. Right, here's picture 1. I really need to have a 1 up here. Now, right, hang on. I'm going to make a poll. We're going to do face-off styley, like a tier list type of thing, playing some off against each other. So we've got 20. I'm going to whittle it down to 10 with this. So we'll do 5 rounds of this. 10 rounds of this? 10 rounds of this. That makes sense. So this is picture 1. Starting the poll. And this is picture 2. Oh, both Scots. Okay, we've picked both Scots pictures. So picture 1 is the pleco. Picture 2 is the tank shot. Now, I think I have edited this one a little bit. These are not final decisions. I was just trying to get everything into the same frame, and it was a bit squint, so I've kind of tweaked it to turn it a little bit. So this one, what I liked about this one is it's very artsy. It's more of, rather than it being like a technical picture of a fish, it's a nice feel of movement, of nature. I like the fact the water and the ripples are in there with the light shining through, and you can just see lots of small fish. I mean, you can tell what they are pretty much, but it's not a picture of a fish. I just really like that one. So that was number 2. That is number 1. I like the fact that this one again is, it's obviously, I like the fact that it's got the wood up here. It's just a nice moody picture, so you can see the light in the background. He's in the shade, or she's in the shade. He, she, I don't know. And it's, yeah, it's just got a good feel to it. So this is just round 1 of 10, so take your time. If you don't like either of them, don't pick any of them. If you like both of them, tough. You have to pick one or t'other. So this is 1, and this is 2. 1 being the pleco, 2 being the full tank shot. Have you seen my Facebook picture? I don't think I have seen your Facebook picture. AGW, hi from Doncaster, hi from Sheffield. Christmas decorations are up in some places. Oh yeah, you're quite right. Hello Fish Fam Link. Is Fish Fam Link a person? Fish Fam Link is a series of people. Can we make Fish Fam Link do things like tell jokes? Oh, we can. What do fish eat for breakfast? Kelp flakes. Fun fact. The Recordia is a type of mushroom coral known for its vibrant colours and ease of care. There you go. So it is a bot. A late hi from Sweden. Hi Hans. How are we doing? Juggler, nice to see you. How's Humphrey doing? Well, you might be able to see Humphrey in the background if we go into big case. Now, he doesn't look like that. I think he's just directly under the light and I've overexposed over there. But he's better. He's not right. I was very worried earlier in the week. If you were here last week, Humphrey was in a bit of a bad way. So the tank had a bit of a mini crash. But to be honest, I think that's a bit of a misnomer. It was a mini crash that almost went away immediately because the day after I sorted it out, the levels all went back to normal. Ammonia 0, nitrite 0. Nitrates are about 20 or so. So completely fine. All the other water parameters, completely fine. But he was just struggling. He was not good. And earlier in the week, his fins were all torn. He was really, really pale. His cock, his snuckle hump had deflated a lot more. And I thought I could see like hole in the head starting. So that's a big thing with flowerhorns is because they have such a big head. Hole in the head is something that is going to be more prevalent, prominent. A word like that. And I thought I could see a few things, and I started treating it with hexameter. With Escher Hex. But they went away too quickly for it to be hole in the head that it went away, so probably that wasn't the right treatment to do. So, yeah, I was a bit worried that I made things worse and he was going to die. But he has rallied. I've been doing lots of large water changes. He seems to be... His cock's definitely coming back. His cock is getting... His cock is getting a lot firmer. And day by day, more engorged. For anyone new here, a cock is another word for a nuchal hump. It's K-O-K. And it's that big humpy bit. It's right there. And it should be round and proud. And it wasn't. It was all shrunken and shriveled, and it got even worse during the week. But it's making a comeback. He was down at the bottom as if to say, I'm giving up. He's moved over there a little bit, but he's moving around a little bit. So, not out of the woods. His colour has come back a little bit. Because he was really grey and just completely almost white. Yeah, wasn't good. Fish Fam Link Riddle. What fish is the best singer? A tuna. Ugh. God. If you haven't, be sure to check out the channel In the Bag. I have checked it out. In the Bag Tropical Fish Keeping UK. She's been on the channel as a guest. I bet the higher ups just tick off any volunteering anyway. Yeah. Toad patrols you could volunteer for, but it's at night. A toad patrol. That gives me visions of toad armies. I'm sure that's not what it is. Right, where we are. Let's see if we can catch up a little bit. Right, let's have a look at the pictures. So, last chance to vote. I forgot which one was 1 and 2 now. This was 2, I think. And this was 1. So 1 for the Pleco, 2 for the tank shot, and it has been... 1 takes it with 55%. So that's the Pleco. I thought that one would have won. That might have to be my editor's pick to go through anyway. Okay, well done, Scott. You have got 1 through. Right, let's see, what shall we do next? I think we'll do 2 of my pictures. That one versus that one. Right, we'll do a new poll. Start a poll. Which one now? Be a bit more specific. Congo or... I've forgotten what they're called. What are they called? Early onset dementia. They are called... I can't remember what they're called, so we're going to go with exodons. So, small face. We've got Congos. So this is a Congo tetra. And the reason I like this one is because it's the only one bloody one I could get with bloody semi-focus on the face, on the eyes. They're too quick. Versus exodons, which I wanted. Bucktooth tetra. That's what I was going for. Bucktooths or exodons. This shot took me hours. Messing with camera speeds, camera aperture settings, all kinds of things. These fish do not sit still. I've barely messed with this in Photoshop at all, and it kind of upsets me that it looks like it's been photoshopped a little bit down here on the fins, but they really are that colour. It's just, that's what it is. Very colourful fish. The red is that red, and I don't know why it just looks like that. But yeah, hours were spent trying to get this one. So if I was to vote, can I vote? Am I allowed to vote in my own poll? No, I'm not, but I would vote for this one. So if you don't care, vote for that one for me. So we've got Exodons or Congos. I like this one because it was one of the finnier ones. Again, still quite hard to get. That tank is quite murky. It is what it is. So that's your choices. Volunteer in a fish shop if you like. That'd be interesting, especially if you get to film it. Yeah, I mean, if I still had a friendly fish shop, if Fishman Aquatics was there, I would definitely go and do that for a day. But I've done it now, so job done. Maybe next year. GB and Brian are having some kind of loving. What else is going on? Have you edited them yet? I've edited them into the form factor I want. So the form factor? That's not the word I was trying to use. The shape and size that I want. So I've edited a couple of them. I've left a few of them as is. I really, for a volunteering day doing something I was going to do anyway, it took me all bloody day to get this far. And I assume no water stains on the glass, so that'll be difficult. Yes. A lot of cleaning. Can we have a none option? Yeah, you can just not vote. That's fine. That's a really nice tank. It is a really nice tank pick. I like that one. Boom boom. We all know Graham likes a bit of wood. Rosie, hello. John Floyd Man 77, hello. How are you? Poor Humphrey with his floppy cock, yes. Yes, so that's a good point. So I'm not sure about these two, but I have the raw files of some of my pictures. A couple of people had said that, so I am just using the pictures that were sent in through Discord, which can compress the pictures a little bit. So that's something I want to use this week for as well, is to reach out to people to say, right, I really like this one. Can you send me the raw file if you've got a raw or a higher version? All that kind of stuff. So we'll see how we get on. A calendar of fishcocks. Is that a bit like the Women's Institute calendar where they're all kind of stood? Humphrey wants a girlfriend. I don't think he does. They kind of... Maybe he does. I don't know. I'm not brave enough to try. Especially when he's already not at his best. Can you stop pressing the cricket button and keep thinking the lizard's food's got out? There was 2 votes for no NBO 1 through before we even saw pick 2. What? There's 2 votes for number 1 through before we even saw pick 2. Maybe they really didn't like pick 2. Congo, Tetra, Bucktooth Tetra. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Bucktooth Tetra. So, have I caught up? Wow. It's not like me. A tough one to choose between the two. Both are very difficult to picture. They are very difficult to picture. What happened with Fishman? They closed down. Simple as that. I think they basically got kicked out of the building because the landlord wanted to use it for something else. And I think he just thought it's on a hiding to nothing. There is a video on the Fishman Aquatics channel talking about them closing down. Russell is highly magnified. Magnified? You're highly magnified. I don't remember the last time I cleaned the gas. Can I show it to you again? Well, you're too far behind. We've moved on. We're doing Exodons versus Congos. And the winner is Exodons. Well done, Exodons. The aquarium version, the aquarium version of Calendar. That's what I was thinking of. Yes. The Fishman Aquatic Shop was good. I did watch your videos there. It's one of my favourite times was all the videos that I made at Fishman Aquatics. I had great fun. Right. This time, we're going to do another poll. See if we can get through these. Gotta get through these. We have lobster. I'm saying lobster. It's probably a crayfish. Versus Cory. So the Corydoris here. You'll have to tell us specifically which one. I think this is Nabokov's photo, if I'm not mistaken. I like the depth of field. I like the fact this is nicely in focus, and it shows that we're clearly part of a troop patrolling around the tank. That looks good. And then the crayfish one is just, crayfish are just a bit special and cool looking. Obviously this isn't like the greatest of quality pictures, so imagine I get the raw file for this and we can make it a little bit sharper and better and all that. But it's quite a cool picture. I like the composition of it sitting there like so, under its little bit of wood, with the rest of the tank on the go. So there are your two options. It's a black Schultzie. There you go. Crayfish. Yes, that's the one. Lobster, great photo. Best so far? I don't think so. Don't like lobsters, but it's a better pick. The Cory photo is that good, to be honest. Well, that's why we're having a poll. I think it is good. It's 50-50 at the moment, though, so who knows? It's all in the bag. All in the bag. That's not what I meant to say. All up for grabs. You didn't even vote for your own fish? Oh dear. I'm partially voting for what I want to look at. See, that's a good way to think about it. What do you want to look at for a month? I like the fact that you're going to buy this calendar. That's what we like to see. The lobster is perfect composition. No, it doesn't. It's almost perfect composition. It needs a little bit of space over on this side, and it cuts off the, what do you call it? You might not be able to see that. It's also not quite in focus, but I'm hoping that if I get a good file, I can sharpen it up a little bit. But yeah, it needs a little bit more space on the left hand side to be perfect composition. It's a good picture though. It is a good picture. Right, how are we doing? Well, Cory's currently got it. I'll give you another couple of seconds. It's a close one, this one. We'll end it. Corey's have got that one. Right, who we have in round 3? How about this guy versus this guy? I need to start a poll, not a Q&A, sorry, start a poll. Oh God, I cannot type. So, is it the rainbow? Or not the rainbow? I'm sure that's some kind of geophagus. That's why I can't tell. Not rainbow. Rainbow. Not rainbow. Rainbow. Need to edit in a little Lego Deathman for the lobster. The Sarah one I took at a marine fish for 1 month and a turtle for another 2 months of pain. Better than your photos, Graham, to be honest. Well, I love your honesty. I have tons of cool corridors photos. Sometimes they cooperate more than other times. It's hard to get photos of things. Are we voting on the photo or the subject? Whatever you want. Final warning. We have a don't be a dick policy on this live stream. Cichlids over rainbows any day. Oh, I don't know about that. Some rainbows are really stunning. Again, this one I have zoomed in a little bit because the aspect ratio of the photo wasn't great, so I'm hopeful I can get a better quality version of it. Versus that. Which is a Acarinthus hicklai or something. Or a threadfin acara, that's what I was thinking of. Although I do know he loves his geophagus and I don't, so that's whenever I don't know what something is, it's probably one of those geos. Ugh. It's basically whatever you want to see in a calendar, yes. So if you're interested in composition or subject or whatever, that's what you're voting for. So, reminder while we have this period of contemplation. We have the quiz is coming up in about 15 minutes, so I doubt we'll get through all of these before the 15 minutes. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Surf City Cichlids, hello. That's a great policy, don't be a dick. It's kind of my only policy. Turn that fish slightly left. Yeah, the amount I took, so there's some pictures that I've got of my fish, and I've got literally 100 of them, just waiting for them to get the perfect angle. I'll give you a sneak preview of one that I was particularly proud of the angle, just so as Russell can see it's shit. Where is it? No, not that one. That one. That's Brian, looking grumpy as hell. But for now, is it this one? Is it this one? What do we want? Jeff Pelham, nice to see you, Jeff. We're choosing pictures to go on a calendar, if anybody's interested and just wondering what the hell's going on. I love my EBA. He looks electric blue Akara. He looks like he's smiling. I do have a thing for fish that either look like they're smiling or grimacing. I do like a grumpy fish, I must admit. The only cichlids I have now are the discus, and they just look a bit lost. Well, my discus have started laying again like nobody's business, which I'm quite happy about because I have separated out a tank for them ready to give them a proper go at it. Right, we're going to end it because we've just come off 50% each, and it's the rainbow. So I think we've got time for a couple more. Shall we do another one, another round of mine? Is it Brian or is it Brian and Gordon? Brian. Well, you say dogs look like their owners after a while. So do fish. I'm probably, so don't feel because this is the first picture of Gordon that you've seen that it's going to be the only fish. I'm probably going to spend a long time and get a Gordon picture in there. He's just a very hard fish to photograph because he likes to stay at the top of the tank, which is quite hard to get. But I thought this was like the two amigos looking quite good together. But I just like that angle. Looking at all these different fish makes me want to get more aquariums. This could get expensive. Welcome to my world. That's where I started a good few years ago. But I just want one more of these, and then I just want one more of these. 30 tanks later. So just find out what you want by living vicariously through YouTubers, and then just get them. Well, in other news, we have a flood again. Storm Twatface, or whatever it's called. I have water coming up through the garage floor, which is nice. Yeah, so this one is Brian Haig, to give him his full name. Or Brian and Gordon. Brian does not like to look on the bright side of life. Neither does Gordon. Janet are certainly the ultimate grumpy fish. Brian gives him a run for his money, but yes. Brian is the runaway winner with this one, so finish this one off. I think he's got 70%. Well done, Brian. I keep telling him I'm not a Grammy. Yeah, and I hate Grammys as well, but this one's been very nice. He's chilling out a little bit as well. Right, let me see. I've just thought of something else I meant to mention tonight. But I can't remember what it was. Who knows? Right, I'll pick the next one. So we've done that one, 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 done that one. Right, I'll do another couple of mine. The discus or the dollar? Which one are you going for? The discus, I'm not entirely happy with this specific picture. I think it's come out alright considering, but the tank was quite murky. I was trying to get things right, but I quite like that one. I think that's come out quite well. Grumpy Gordon. Brian, I won something. Silver dollars are the bane of my life. So many used to rehome them at stores. Almost all of my silver dollars have been people rehoming them at stores. So the ones that I've bought to grow on that are yay big cost me like 30 quid. The ones that I bought to rehome, which are like yay big, were 20 quid. But as silver dollars go, this is a fancy one. I forget the specific name of it, but its common name is probably something like a tiger silver dollar or something like that. But the stripes, so some of these are ridiculously expensive. But I like that one. This that you see here, the white, is the iridescence, and that's why I'm coming to quite love silver dollars, because they do swim together. They're quite active. They swim. They're quite active and they swim together, and you get a lot of this iridescence as they swim through. So it gives you some movement in Megatank. Because big fish sometimes can be a bit like, I'm here. What about it? And then you've got the discus. A nice discus. I might have to spend a bit longer on the editing, so it looks a little bit too. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just something to my eye isn't quite right with that. It's a lovely fish, nice patterns, good halo, nice round shape. But yeah, just what it is. The discus pattern is so unique. Both amazing photos. It is quite nice, isn't it? I think so. You have to have a discus pick included. If it's not this one, there will be a discus pick in there. It might not even be my discus pick. Swap again. This one? Or this one? This one? This one's very sharp. If nothing else, it's very sharp. Or this one. Or this one. Or this one. There's lots of different silver dollars. Paku relatives, yes. Most people who see this go straight for piranha. They're like, oh my god, you've got piranhas, don't they eat the other fish? And I go, I don't have piranhas. What do you mean? And they think they're piranhas. Right, we'll call this for now, and then we'll get on with the quiz. So we have discus with 53% of the vote. Fine. I might include this one anyway. Yeah. But let's get on with the quiz. Get your quizzing fingers at the ready, people. What are we on? 133? 134? 134. Pardon me. So remember, just a bit of fun for everyone. Fastest finger first. You're going to be asked some questions. Very few of them are about fish these days because I'm running out of questions to ask about fish. Oh, loudness. So, fastest, you get points for being right, and you get points for being right faster than everyone else. So, if you don't know the answer straight away, sometimes it might be okay to guess. I think we've proven it's not okay to guess every single time, as various people have tried that approach and it just hasn't worked. But yeah, the link is in the description now if you want to play along with the quiz. There will be a prize. It might take me a while to get the prize out. I don't think I've sent out last week's prize yet to Pelagius, who's just joined there. But you're on the list. I've been very busy this week. I've been doing some training. I'm trying to find someone that cares, because I passed an exam that was very hard. And everyone I've told so far is gone. Yeah, whatever. But, my God. It was difficile. So we'll give you a few minutes to get up to speed. I'll turn down the music while we do that, and I'll see about some of these comments. My vote, Gordon for cover art. That might not be a bad idea. Is the guy you got them off still breeding them? I don't know, to be honest. I assume so. It was Dan Scotland, I think his name was. But I've got a couple of pairs. One, at least, they've got to wigglers. And one that they've just laid eggs. Well, it might be a trio and just the male going back and forth between the two. Because one of the things is they are unique markings, but they're not that unique, so they're very hard to tell apart. So sometimes when you're like, oh right, there's the pair, they're fertilising those eggs, and you turn away and you go back and you go, oh, where have they gone? Which one is it? Just very quickly. Humphrey's come to say hello. So you can see he's not quite so blown out in this picture. He's now gone in the corner so you can't see him. Come on, play along. Show them you're recovering. Right, we've got 19 people ready to go. Dollars, the underwater lawnmowers, very right. Can you not hear the music? Or is that okay? The thumbnail from the Meat Gordon video is pretty perfect. Yeah, I'm trying to recreate that basically. Right, are we ready to go? Is that music too annoying? Too loud? No, we can't hear the music. How about that? Not being sarcastic. I can never tell. Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now? It says you can hear it on my screen. Well, music or not, you can see me bop my head to it in a minute. Drum roll, please. Are we ready to start the quiz? Here we go. Get ready, everyone. How much does an adult male sea lion weigh? This was a question proffered by my middle son. There's actually two right answers for this one. 600 pounds or 270 kilograms, because they're about the same. I'm trying to be international. Non-metricist. Imperialist? Whatever. What is the name of Microsoft's public cloud computing platform, of which I am now an expert and have a badge and everything? I passed the exams. I'm going to make people care about this, whether it's the last thing I do. Thank you, Dad. Congratulations on passing your exam. I always knew you were clever. You were the only one. Nobody thought I was going to pass. It's called Azure. And I have a badge and a qualification in it, which I will bore you all to tears with later. Graham passed on 43. The relationship between a fish and a shrimp it will allow to clean its teeth is known as what? Symbiotic, parasitic, psychotic, bariatric. Do I wear the badge? Do I wear the badge on Teams calls? No, but I am considering adding it to my email signature because nobody so far has given a shit. It's symbiotic is the answer. Giant cock in there first. What was the first superhero film nominated for a Best Picture Oscar? Was it Avengers Endgame, Black Panther, Batman Begins, or Thor: Love and Thunder? Lots of people saying Batman Begins, going on the Christopher Nolan bandwagon possibly. But no, it was Black Panther. Which I thought was good, but I didn't think any of them were Oscar worthy, to be honest. As of 2022, how many retail shops specialising in fish were in the UK? So, how many local fish shops in the UK? In 2022, because that was the time the survey was done. Oh yeah, Birdman, I forgot about that. Michael Keaton, I found that difficult to watch though. But yeah, I think that did. 1,265 is the answer. It might be 690 by now, I suppose. So, in first place we have Shadow, last week's winner Pelagius in second, and then it was too quick and I didn't read the rest. Which band released this album art? So this is an album cover with the text removed. Is it the Happy Mondays, the Stone Roses, Joy Division, or the Charlatans? Which I realise is probably a hard question for some Americans. They're all British bands. Iconic if you are my age and live in the UK. And it's my quiz, so I'm going to ask the questions. And 12 other people knew it, so that's fine. I take that as validation. It was the Stone Roses. Shark was first. Was that a guess? Is that you, Nabokov? Shadow, straight in there's Mona Lee, Monkey Cheese, which leaves it as Shadow, Pelagius, Timbo, JJ, and I Know Nothing at the top 5. Which band released a new song this week despite 2 of their members being dead? Is it Pink Floyd, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, or the Beatles? Have you heard of any of these? At least trying to be fair with my questions. And if you have heard of this, have you seen the video? Because it's quite the thing. It was, of course, the Beatles. They used generative AI technology to recreate a recording of John Lennon singing a demo track and recorded the rest of it. It's an interesting story, but the video is hilarious. Which of these sports stars is not, I repeat, not a billionaire? Is it Tom Brady, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, or Tiger Woods? I'm Tiger Woods! It's my impression of an advert from the early 2000s. Rebecca has no idea who any of these people are. American football player, basketball player, golfer. It's the American football player. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Magic Johnson was added to the list this year by Forbes. In fact, this month, possibly. Shadow in the lead. Who first put fish on pizza? By that I mean anchovies. The Italians, the Australians, the Greeks, or the Americans? You can tell I'm running out of time to make quiz questions when they're about pizzas. It was the Italians. In Naples, they used to catch them off the port of Naples and bring them back and stick them on pizzas when they couldn't get rid of them. Well done, Brian. Halfway through, question 10. How many varieties of goldfish are there? 1, 2, 3 or 400? I'm not sure if variety is the right word here, but that's what it is. Lachlan Mitchell just subscribed. Oh, I've had a lot of subscribers recently. That was something I wanted to talk about. This is according to a journal published earlier this year, and it was 200. Graham Past. Who's Graham Past? Question 11. What product is Jean-Claude Van Damme currently launching? Is it hair gel, aftershave, Irish whiskey or toothpaste? To be fair, it could be any of these. My Jean-Claude Van Damme questions this week were limited to between what product is he launching and who is he claimed to have slept with. Classy guy. It was whiskey. The answer to the other question was Kylie Minogue. How many species of fish inhabit the North Sea? The North Sea is off the coast of Scotland. For anyone not round these parts. Is it 500, 230, 70 or 830? It's 230. A lot of people thought it was a lot more. Pelagius, if you can pick your game up, I can send you 2 prizes at once. I've not sent you a prize out from last week yet, I apologise. Which actor has played the same character in the most movies? Is it Roger Moore, Leonard Nimoy, Hugh Jackman, or Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise, who respectively played James Bond, Spock, Wolverine, and Ethan Hunt. The answer is Roger Moore. But as soon as the next Tom Cruise Mission Impossible film is released, it will be Tom Cruise. How many miles of train track are in the UK? This is a recycled pub quiz question from the pub quiz I was in last week, or the week before that. You'll all already have answered this, so there's no benefit to me saying you'll be surprised by the answer. Or I was, anyway. We're surprised. It's 9,800. I mean, the UK is only small, but I didn't think it was that small. Brian, the only person to score points there. That should get you up the leaderboard a bit. Who lived at 221C Baker Street? All of you looking for Sherlock Holmes there, going, oh, no, where? Is it Danger Mouse, Jerry from Tom and Jerry, Roland Rat, or Mighty Mouse? Again, I don't know if the answer to this is international or if it was just a British thing. It's Danger Mouse. Surf City Cichlids wants to hear what cert I attained. You will hear at great length if you just hang on after the quiz. Nah, I won't bore everyone with it, but I'll tell you. JC Van Dam McGrew, fastest on the finger with that one. In an aquarium filter, a tube attached between the water return and the outside of the tank, sending bubbles into the water, is known as what? A stromboli, a calzone, a quattro formaggi, or a venturi? The cert I got was Azure Solutions Architect Expert. The question's too long. The question is quite long. I apologise. But 3 of the answers were pizzas, and 1 wasn't, so I thought people might skip ahead. I'm giving opportunities to people with all different brain powers and ways of thinking. What country is this? Nice short question. Nepal, Iceland, Mexico, or Germany? I think you'll all safely have answered this by now, but I had to a very last minute change because the picture I chose the first time I did this had Germany written across the middle of it. Well done, 12 people. The fastest of whom was Graham Past. How many people were involved in the gunpowder plot leading to the UK celebrating fireworks and bonfires on the 5th of November? Was it 1, 13, 120 or 36? Another long question, I know, sorry. That is awesome, says Surf City Cichlids. It is awesome, thank you. You're the first person to have said that. It was 13, of course. Not just Guy Fawkes. Timbo straight in there with 24 pointers. And takes the lead. With only 2 questions remaining. What is the average male UK life expectancy? Now, in this is life expectancies for the UK, Australia, America, and one I made up. Can you guess which one is which? basically the UK was 80. Nobody guessed 80. Australia was 83. America was 77. Last question. Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and death? Plot? Shot? Or moida? Or where I come from, murder? So this is a famous rhyme from these shores. It is, of course, plot, which, if Silver Creek has finished breaking down his 10-gallon tank, would have been like, oh, give me the answer for that one. I knew the answer. Shadow in third. Timbo has done it! It had to happen eventually, Timbo. Congratulations, Timbo. I think you've been second or third so many times. It's been a long time coming. Well done, Timbo. So, if you wouldn't mind, I'm pointing at a thing that doesn't exist. If you wouldn't mind, where is it? Where's my emails? Someone has deleted someone, as if there's anyone else other than me. There you go. My email. Send me an email, Timbo. Give me your details. Anything you would like. Some foods, things like that. I'll send you some stuff. But once more, round of applause for Timbo for winning 223 points. So let's have a look at the stats. 50% of answers correct. Oh, only 44%, so that means I made it too hard. I apologise, everyone. Did anyone get more than 12 questions right? No. So at least it seems fair. So you got the same score as Giant Cock JJ. You were just obviously a lot faster than them. So well done. Good job, good job. Right. One day I'm going to pay for this to see the extended stats, just to see what else you get. '83, I think, is for women. So the life expectancy, I think you're right. I think it might have been 84 for the website I looked at. Let's have a look. Female life expectancy is 82.6. So yeah, 83. Yeah, Australia's doing pretty well. They've got 83.2 for a male. United Kingdom 80.9. United States 77.2. Ugh. I'd probably get shot by somebody. Dang, I cracked 2 of the pieces of glass trying to get the glass out. Is that because the gunpowder, treason and plot question? You'd be like, oh, I know this one. Tim Reptile, thank you. Congratulations, Tim. Well done. I thought it would rhyme. Yeah, that's why I put shot and plot to people who didn't know. I thought, oh, it's going to be one of these. So I guessed half of those questions. Also, so as Nabokov says there, Graham at aquariumadventures.co.uk, that all correspondence is welcome. So if you're Tim, say, this is me, this is my address, send me some stuff. I'll send you some stuff. But if you have some question ideas or just in general thoughts on, don't use look at anymore. Use this instead. Happy to hear from you. Brian's happy to get a few first places. Yeah, you came up first a few times. Did you just not get any of the other ones right? And beat the wife. I need to listen to that Beatles track. I know about it, but I haven't heard it yet. It's the track to me is spiritual. Whatever. I'm going to see if I can find just like a screenshot of the video. I'm going to have to play this on silent, or immediately be claimed. But I don't know what made it seem so funny for me. Right. So, the premise of the video is it's a song that John Lennon recorded before he died, but only on tape. And the recording on the tape had loads of background noise. It had the builders were in. They were doing all kinds of stuff. There was all kinds of things happening going on, and you could barely hear John Lennon's voice. So they used AI to train on John Lennon's voice and block out everything else. So it's basically a really fancy way of cleaning up the audio. So they got to the point where it was just John's voice. That was fine. That was great. And then they did the same sort of thing with George Harrison, who's playing the guitar. Cleaned up his guitar part. So then Paul McCartney and Ringo went into the studio and recorded their bits. Now bear in mind, John Lennon recorded his bit before he died, 50 years ago or whatever. So he's a young man singing, Paul McCartney's an old man singing, and Ringo Starr's an old man playing drums, but still brilliant drummer. If I get claimed, I get claimed. This made me chortle to no end. So the video is recordings of them all at different time periods where they're playing their own bits, and then it comes back to the present day. So for instance, they've got John, that's George Harrison and Paul McCartney and Ringo in the background, I don't know, in the 90s or something like that. There's Ringo playing the guitar. So YouTube, I'm sure this is like commentary or fair use or something like that. But anyway, I urge you to go and watch that video. It makes me laugh just too much. And the song's fine. It's never going to be one of the greatest ever Beatles songs, but it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The Beatles themselves, I'm still a massive fan. There's loads of respect for them and all that kind of stuff. But this was a strange choice. Anyway. I know that having children reduces life expectancy judging from experiments on files. But life expectancy is weird, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen some of the stats that... Yeah. I don't like to look at it. As long as you're safe. Breaking down tanks and the tank glass smashes can be quite dangerous sometimes. I heard the Beatles track on the radio, but I switched it off before they played it or talked about it. I mean, it's fine. It's not, like I say, it's not earth-shattering, record-breaking. Oh my god, why? This would have been world-changing had this been released at the time. This would have been a B-side, I think. But it's cool, all in all. I think there's a lot of negative talk about AI, and especially using it in something creative, but when it's to actually restore or recover something rather than generate something. I think that's useful. That's good. So it's not like they were recreating John Lennon's voice. They were just bringing it out and getting rid of the stuff that isn't John Lennon's voice. And it's really the technicalities of it is really quite interesting. Brian says, I got confused. The Stones just released a new album too. Yes, and that's why I included them, because their new song's a bit weird as well. I'm not entirely sure it's ethical to AI dead people. I don't think it is. So, when you go on these, like, there's bots and stuff out there where you can type in a phrase and it'll say it in somebody's voice for you, as if it was their voice, or like you can get. There's one that will sing any song as if it was a Johnny Cash song, and it's as if it's Johnny Cash singing it. That I agree with. I don't know whether it is unethical or not. It's just weird. I don't get that. But this is using AI in a manner that isn't just a lot of the AI use. A lot of chat GPT and stuff is I can get this to do my homework. I can do this, all that kind of stuff. While very clever and all that, it's not actually. I struggle to describe this because it is groundbreaking, but I want to say it's not really groundbreaking because you can go and do everything that's doing by just researching yourself. They had been trying for decades to clean up this tape that had this recording of John Lennon's voice, but they couldn't because the background noise was too close to his voice's noise, that it created dips and stuff in the music. So it was like a staccato effect. There's a whole thing about this. You can go and watch it. They explain it way better than I could. Whereas the AI, they literally played it loads of Beatles songs and stuff and loads of John Lennon songs and him talking and singing and everything. So it learned what his voice was. So as when they made the AI listen to that and try and clean it up, it did a far better job than any human or automated tools before could do. So it wasn't regenerating what it would sound like John Lennon to sing this. It was just cleaning up John Lennon actually singing this, which was good. So, there you go. And then answer your other questions. Let's see, hang on, where did we go? That's what I got. The hardest exam I've ever sat. There are 2 exams. I'm going to bore you all for a minute about this, so if you want to go and make a cup of tea, now is the time. You have to sit and, what is it? An Azure Administrator Associate, and then an Azure Designing Solutions for Azure or something. There's 2 different exams, and then if you complete both, you get this certification. I did them the wrong way around. I did the hard one first, and then so I did the Solutions Architect one first, and then did the Azure Administrators one. Now bear in mind, I did the training for this in January, and I sat the test for it in November, so I might have just forgot a lot about it. But the Administrator one was solid, so if you're thinking of doing these things, it's very hard. As I was saying to one of my colleagues, the questions were things like, if you have 2 Azure subscriptions and each subscription has 3 resource groups assigned, but each resource group has a competing set of security groups, all with different permissions depending on the source IP of the traffic, and the source IP is split into these subnets, then what is the weight of an unladen European swallow? What? And there was loads of that. And it was like, if you were to use the Azure command line interface and it would give you a list of things like, you need to create 5 resource groups, and each resource group has to have a security policy, an access policy, a this, and each VM within these has to be done. Would it be this command? You get a 400 line command, or would it be this command, or this command, or this command? Go! And you're like, what? I do not ever use command line interface for things like that, and all the questions were things that I don't think anybody knows. Even people who do this day in, day out, look these things up on Google, and they're like, if I assign that policy, what does that do? Oh yeah, that's the one. Nobody memorizes this stuff. It blew my mind, let's say that. Having passed the architect's one, like, yeah, that's all fairly straightforward. This one was like, what? But hey, for the next year, I'm fully certified. It's just so weird. I assume we're talking about the Beatles again. It is weird. There's nothing I can say to convince myself or anyone else that it isn't weird. It is definitely weird. Do you still have that cable for the cam? It just flickered again. I do. I have replaced it though. This is the new cable. Although I know what the problem is. One day we will fix it. I also think AI is useful. It just needs a human to double check it. I think that is very much the case. I was talking about it with my son the other day, actually. It's the power that's in these things that. So the only reason the AI is useful or is this groundbreaking thing that anyone's doing is because it can do so much. But like any computer, it's only ever going to do what it's told to do. And if you tell it to do something without realising the ramifications of what you tell it to do, then yes, that's when it would be powerful. It's not like it has a conscience. It's not like it's sentient in that sense where it's thinking, whoa, I'm going to be evil and wipe out all the humans. It's going to be like, no. If you tell me what's the most efficient way to get all these planes landed, well, it's to blow them up so they just fall out of the sky. That's efficient. Job done. Ha ha ha. Well done me. It's the checks and balances that the humans need to put in place. So, error checking, fault tolerances, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be a big field to come. So when Elon Musk and all that lot talk about AI just meaning none of us will have to work, the immediate response from most people is, what are we going to do then? We're going to have to reevaluate our lives. If we don't need to work, we will have to work. We'll have to work in the fields of fault tolerance checking and error checking and all those surrounding fields to make sure that the AI that's making our lives easier isn't also going to accidentally kill us. And it's not that, and I have this discussion with a lot of people, that it's not that AI is going to turn evil and go Skynet on us and go Terminator 2 and decide humans bad, so let's kill us all. It's that it'll do something without a conscience, without a sentient thought, because it thinks it's being asked to do that thing. So you are giving it a level of autonomy over and above normal programming. So a computer will only do whatever you tell it to do. But when you use AI training within that, the A part of that stands for artificial. So it's artificial intelligence. It is artificial. It's not real intelligence. It can't determine what you're asking it to do is good or bad. All it can do is, will it work or won't it work? So what we have to do is get better at putting the gap between it coming up with a solution and it implementing a solution. So remember when all the planes were grounded over France because somebody put the wrong bit of code into a line and it tried to bring down all the planes? It's that kind of thing. It'll be like AI will be thinking, how can I make the gas pipelines more efficient? Well, we only ever have problems with them because they've got gas going through them, so we'll just stop the gas going through and then we'll all freeze. it's about getting those kind of questions right, rather than it being a how can we wipe humans off the face of the earth? 'Cause that just doesn't happen. So yes, in short, I agree. I think AI is very useful. I've written designs using AI just to see what would happen, and it's not bad, pretty good. But until you give it that level of governance overlay, then yeah, that could be problematic. I've also heard never put your own data or raw information in because it can lead to someone using your data before you and it not being plagiarism. Maybe, I don't know. I've not heard that, and I don't know about that, but who knows these days. I can tell you from my AI optimized search results, it's pretty crap at what I want and just feeds what's the most repetitive. So your chat GPTs and things like that, they're not that clever. They're just cleverer than you searching for something yourself. It's using one or two more parameters to try and give you something that might be more focused. And a lot of people, it'll never work for. So if you're the type of person who's always turning off no, deleting cookies all the time, clearing your search history, never having anything cached, never having anything, always opting out of everything, that's the things that AI is using to try and make your world better. So, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with this kind of thing, but you know when things are constantly advertising to you, they're going to do that anyway. So one argument is, why not just let them know what you like, because then they will give you things you like as ads. So if I like, I don't know, if I'm really into mobile phones, I'd be upset if I missed a deal on a mobile phone because I got an ad for a lawnmower instead. But yeah, I think there's two sides to the. It's too simplistic to say. There's two sides to the whole data privacy thing. Some people are like, it's my data and that's it. No one's ever going to get any of it, and they never go deeper than that to think, why do you want it? What are you going to use it for? What are you going to do? My data's out on the interwebs being bought and sold between various companies, but only the data that I want to be out on the internet being bought and sold. I don't have a blanket no. No one's ever going to know who Graham Kerr is. No one's ever going to know that he lives in Sheffield. No one's ever going to know that he has a wife and 3 kids. Because all you lot know this. So if people want to know these things, they will get out there. And if the worst that happens is I get served some targeted ads, fine with that. If the worst that happens is, what worse? What more worse can it get than that? Some people, that is the worst, that people know things about you. No action has been taken. They just know things about you. And they go ballistic about it. So what? Someone knows I drive a Volkswagen Golf GTE. What are you going to do with that information? So I'm now going on a rant about something completely different. So anyway, we are at 22:41. How many people we've got watching? Probably none now because I've scared you all off. 38 people are still here. Right, okay. I'm going to try and crash through these last few comments. There are AI-originated science YouTube videos making up utter rubbish. Yeah, so that's a downside. I've seen so many videos of how to create 1,000 shorts using AI, and it's literally people putting into ChatGPT, give me 1,000 inspirational quotes, and then they use something like Canva to give me 1,000 peaceful backgrounds. It'll be like a waterfall or some like a beach with the water coming in, and then they just marry them all up, make them into 30-second videos, and post them on YouTube, and they're like that. Oh, isn't that brilliant? I'm like, no, none of that's brilliant. That's all terrible. So, and that's not even trying to be like playing it off as like scientific, useful stuff. It's just. It'd be fun to see what AI would do with a Scottish voice. Yes, so my Alexa is a good example of that, because I always remember there used to be sketches about this in comedy shows where they would use voice activated things, and they'd always bring in a Scottish person, and like was it Chewing the Fat or something like that, did a voice activated lift elevator for our American friends, and the guy just got stuck in there for ages because it wouldn't listen to his accent. So you would always see anything that was voice activated. But I remember Xbox was terrible for this, and my friends always used to take the piss out of me anytime we tried to do anything voice activated. I was always using my posh voice, so I'd be like, Xbox, please open the game, to see if it would do it. But Alexa is pretty good at it because it learns my voice, and that is a form of AI. It's learned who I am. It knows I am the account holder, so I can do different things than the kids can do. So I can order things, whereas they can't. So we're getting there. I'm surprised Humphrey hasn't attacked the email address yet. Yeah, he's getting better. So Microsoft Azure is some kind of coding thing like the Windows terminal. No. There's elements of it like that, though. So Azure is the whole platform. The exams that I was sitting, one of them was the Associate Administrator exam, so that's a person who sits and runs everything within Azure. And then the other one was the Solutions Architect one, who's the person who designs everything that's going to sit in Azure. But Azure's the whole thing. The CLI, the command line interface, is the bit that's like the terminal, where you would, rather than having a GUI and clicking buttons and choosing things and moving them around, you type in a line of code that would go and do all those things for you. A lot like learning SQL, a lot harder than learning SQL. Is that how people create their own Excel packages? No, it's more the fabric that anything you do on a computer lives on. So in the past, when you wanted a data center, you'd have to have a building and put a load of servers and tin in that building and then install things on those servers. You don't have to do that anymore. It all lives in the cloud, and the cloud is just someone else's computer. And then you buy services. You effectively rent your servers off Microsoft. CLI stuff looks like Windows Terminal, yes. Scott says Skynet comes along. Right. Oh. Silver Surfer says, is there not more pictures to pick? You know what? There probably is. I've missed that. Sorry, I've got an itchy foot. Where's the pictures at? Right, poll. That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to go with Humphrey versus not Humphrey. Now again, this is a picture, it's not the greatest quality, but I just thought it was cute. The little dwarf blue gourami facing off against the mighty cherry shrimp. Or Humphrey with his undeflated cock. The subliminal flashes are me every time I bump my desk. My USB hub has a fit, basically. As I thought, Humphrey was going to get all the points for that one. So I don't think we need to let that poll run much more. Humphrey wins. The next one is... Let me turn that off to not spoil the surprise. We're going to go for Pleco versus not Pleco. This was just a cute face thing. I couldn't resist. Not sure what type that is. Not sure what type that is. Neither of these pictures are mine, but I thought they were quite cool. I like this one because the focus really is pinpointing on the eye. Scott says his fully inflated erect cock looks nice and round in that picture. It did, didn't it? It's an L128 Hemiancistrus, says Rebecca, and she would know. That's a derp fish. An actual question from Nabokov. Would you ever go and see an NFL game in Europe? Maybe. If they had one locally, yes. I know they've had a few games in London. I'd love to go and see, just for the spectacle, but I'd love to go and see it in America rather than here. So I've been to football games and stuff like that, and that's great and everything, but Americans just go that little bit more. There's a guy called Simon Wilson who does like travel vlogs and stuff like that for some reason I've ended up following. And he's doing a series at the moment where he's going around America. So he's basically playing the American version of Monopoly, and wherever he lands he has to go. And the last episode was he had to go to Seattle. So when he went to Seattle, he went to a Seattle Seahawks game, and it was just like, he's going, well, I imagine it's just, they're a big NFL team. It'd be like going to see a Liverpool match or something like that. They're a big thing. And he got in there like 4 hours beforehand, and it was mobbed. He's going, what's going on? Why is everybody here? And like he's asking like, the police and stuff, going, what are they here? And they're going, oh, everyone's tailgating. He's like, I can't see any cars. What do you mean they're tailgating? Oh yeah, they like to have a party for a few hours beforehand. So it's just that much bigger. It was like it's a day's event rather than just a game of football. So even though you watch the game is like, I've got no idea what's going on, that's very much like me watching rugby. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I don't know what's happening, but it's exciting. I'd like it from that point of view. AKA Blue Phantom. And Blue Phantom has won, so we'll end that poll. Next, we have some more Corridoras. And this little beauty. So I'll start another one. So I've got Half Beak and Corys. What do you think? I like this one because it's just, you've got the top of the water, perfectly straight. Composition wise, I like it. Although, has Russell been banned? There's years to tell me that I'm still doing it wrong. It's a bit blown out, this one, but I still like the picture. A nice pair. Do they do tailgating in Europe for sports? So I only had a vague idea that tailgating was a thing from TV shows like, what was the one? I think it was Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they had an episode called Tailgating, where it was like everyone's having barbecues and just basically getting drunk in the car park before they get in. So no, we don't have tailgating. We have, I don't know, if you're a regular follower of a team, you might go to the pub before and after the game, but not tailgating as such. Brian would love to go and see the White Sox play. Yeah, I mean, for as much as we scoff at the American attitude, things like that, they put on a good show. I religiously watch the Super Bowl, not really knowing what's going on, or getting frustrated that it has a break every 30 seconds. When I was younger, I used to watch the baseball. Do you remember when it used to be on Channel 4 or Channel 5 or something like that? It was on all the time. It's whenever Darryl Strawberry was a baseball player, and that was the only reason we watched it, is because we wanted to see Darryl Strawberry. I can't remember what team he played for. Can't remember anything else about baseball, but it was another, like, yeah, this is an 8 hours stint here where we'll have to watch this thing. Tailgating for sports, yeah. So it's not like tailgating as in you're going to drive into the back of me. It's like everyone hangs around in the tailgate of their car, I think, is the idea. Horse sports are a day-long event. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Get your food and your booze outside the stadium, then go and watch the game and not get ripped off. Yeah. Editing will help the Corridorus photo. Yes, so I'm relying on, if we want this one, someone sending a better version of this one. So I haven't edited these. Most of the user submitted photos I haven't edited other than to crop to make them fit the right size. I grew up watching Mr. Strawberry. There you go. What? Who's scoffing at the American attitude? It's a very British thing to kind of roll. You must be self-aware enough to know that the whole Team USA, USA, all that kind of stuff, everyone else kind of sits back and goes, okay, we don't go Team UK, and there's not like Belgium. No, we'll have chants and we'll have all that kind of stuff, but the blind patriotism thing doesn't really translate anywhere else, I've found. The relentless positivity of some elements of American culture, it can be a bit startling when you're not used to it. Not that it's very generalising. That's not what you want to do. But my God, do you know how to put on a show? That's all I'm trying to say. So between these two, I think we're going to call it. The Corys have got it. Then last one, My Little Puffer, who's not so little anymore. That's Scott's one, and my Severum. This is the last one for the evening. If you have any questions, get them in now, because I'll Severum, I spelt that wrong probably. We've got Cold Water Aquatics is starting to stream in a few minutes, so we don't want to run into that. Videos of British versus, oh, they're hilarious. If you find yourself with a lack of anything to do, yeah, go on YouTube, search up British versus American chants. It's like the Americans are, we will win, we will score more goals. And then British football chants are just on a complete, I won't spoil it for you, they're on a different level. Oh, clocks have changed, so he's almost finished. I apologise. I've stolen your time. We did this last year as well, didn't we? So there you go, the other one again. That's my little baby Fahaka puffer. He's growing nicely, doing well in his new tank. So I've got Puffer versus Severum. Rotikill Severum. He's in Mega Tank, doing well. The smallest fish in Mega Tank. Puff the Magic Dragon. I reckon he's going to need a name, because he's got one of those smiley cute faces. I love the eyes of puffers. The referee's not a nice person. Isn't that what the whole World Cup's about? Team UK versus Croatia. I can certainly say that national pride is on full display in combat sports. There's definitely national pride, but it's just different. I don't think there's anything wrong with it being different. It's just different. So, in the World Cup, there is no Team UK. It's England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. All have their own teams. And while there is national pride, so if Scotland do well in something, I am proud. I'm happy. If England do well in something, I'm slightly upset. Which will just piss off everyone that's English watching this. But my kids are English now, so I feel like I have a reason to be happy when England do well at things. Where was I going with this? So yes, there's definitely national pride and national rivalries and all that kind of stuff. But it seems to some of us that in the US it's taken very much above the sport. So if I was English and England are playing football in the World Cup, yep, I'd have my England top on and my England hat, and I'd paint my face red and white and we'd be going, England, England. That would be it. As soon as the game finished, we'd be out there going, God, isn't it rubbish being English? Have you ever seen Train Spotting? So that's the antithesis of that is Train Spotting, where they try and say how brilliant it is being Scottish, and there's a whole speech about it's shit being Scottish. It's the worst thing in the world. I'm the most proud Scottish person I know. I think it's great being Scottish, but it's that whole thing about you don't have national pride for no reason. So it's only for these little compartmentalized bits where you focus your national pride. And then the rest of the time you complain. You're never more happy than when you're complaining about something. If Scotland beat England as a Welshman, I'm happy. Yeah, exactly. So we have our own little rivalries in between this. Almost no one cheers for UK. Rebecca's looking for a band. Scotland haven't been in the World Cup for a while. No. But hey, looking good now. In the UK, EU, do they chant "Ref, you suck"? Not really. They more chant. They chant that sentiment, but in a different way. I'm going to call this one now. I think the Severum's got it with 63%. Poor puffer. So, yes, they chant that the ref sucks, but the way they do it is like... So I'll give you an example. My daughter, who's 11, 3 or 4 years ago, went to play for a girls' football team. And I went to watch one of the matches she wasn't playing in it. It was like, you have a Saturday and you have, I don't know, 20, 30 teams turn up. And they all play and they do like a little competition that goes on all day, and then the team that your kid might be in might get 2 or 3 games depending how good they do. But they were all girls that were between the ages of, I don't know, 7 and 9 or something like that. And at one point, there was a chant of all the mums. It was the majority of the people watching this were the mums. So the split was maybe 70% mums, 30% dads. And the mums were all shouting, "Referee's a wanker! The referee's a wanker!" And everybody thought this was brilliant. This was hilarious. No one was upset about it. The referee wasn't upset about it. It was just kind of expected. And that's the kind of thing. So if you're going to do that at 7 to 9 year olds playing football, think what they do in real football. And with that, I think I'll leave you and bid you a good evening. If you do want to submit any more photos, Discord is where to do that. I've got a few spaces. Calendars will hopefully be on sale in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I will name the charities that I have decided to send all the proceeds to. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope you've had some fun, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.